We're back.
I hope some people missed us. I've missed recording the pod.
I think all five of our listeners have really, really missed us, and we're happy to be back. Um, a lot has happened since February, I think, was the last time that we made a podcast.
Was it February? Yeah, a lot of life stuff has happened, but a lot of the things that we would normally go onto the podcast to vent about has happened. And I think yesterday and today's events sent us over the edge.
Okay, what we wanted to talk about is your party, the new left political party, initially launched by Zara Sultana, who I think is the MP for Coventry South. Um, and Jeremy Corbyn reluctantly.
Yeah, that was the initial drama. So if you weren't following the launch of Your Party, it's such an awkward name, by the way, Your Party, because it sounds like I'm talking to you directly. But yeah, maybe I am. But yeah, Zara Sultana launched the party preemptively, some people said, without consulting Jeremy and the other allies that she'd brought into the party, the so-called Gaza Independents.
So she launched it. I remember it was via a letter that she posted on Twitter, and this was soon after she officially resigned from the Labour Party because she's had enough of their bullshit.
Correct. And that's one of the things I admire about Zara Sultana. She's one of the few Labour rebels, now ex-Labour Party MPs, that actually has a bit of self-respect, that left a party that disrespected her, that left the party that left her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of worried that she's not going to get re-elected in Coventry South, so I
I
hope she
don't think she
finds.
will.
You don't think she will?
Yeah, she kind of won on a fluke initially. She kind of like bucked a trend back then, and then in this recent election gone by, her majority was much smaller.
I kind of want her to take like Shabana Mahmood's seat or something like shit. Listen, Home Girl's gonna need to find some Asian majority area and try and steal a
Well,
seat.
it wouldn't be stealing a seat if people enthusiastically vote for her. Unlike Shabana Mahmood's constituency, no one there enthusiastically voted for her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first Muslim Home Secretary. Be honest with you, even as a Muslim, I don't want that fucking bitch in the Home Office because they always put brown and black people in that job to be more evil. She was at pro-Palestine marches. It makes you sometimes think anyone can become a Zionist, even the people that you're marching with. It's fucking scary.
It is really
She
scary.
voted to prescribe Palestine action, which, for legal reasons, are we even allowed to talk about that? Like, what the heck? Like,
It's different. I mean, I always remember that. Is it a photo with a Palestinian
Angela
author?
Rayner, right?
No, it was
Oh,
Barack Obama actually. I think he was pictured with Edward
Ali,
Said.
no, no, Ali Abu Nimr.
Oh, was he? Wow. And how do I say it?
Abu Nimr, who is the founder of Electronic Intifada, the great media organization.
Yeah, yeah. He had a lot of pro-Palestinian connections, Barack Obama, and now he's the drone commander in chief. That's what he's known as, a
Who
massive Zionist.
massive Zionist and just yeah, I think also in that picture it wasn't just Ali Abu Nimr with Barack Obama, it was Ali Abu Nimr, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and Edward Said.
Yes, I knew it was Edward Said. Yeah, yeah. And look where he is now. Just yesterday, he was berating audience members who were screaming about the genocide, quite rightly, and he was lecturing them on, the evils of October 7th, and he hasn't moved past that. He hasn't. He hasn't actually reflected on the genocide at all.
No, he supports it. He was the useful bastard who shut down Occupy Wall Street. His whole job was to be controlled opposition.
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to Zara and Jeremy. Basically, a bit of context. As soon as it was launched, they had like 800,000 signups, which were registering when you register your interest.
Yes.
I was one of those people, and I
Same.
also have donated. I think I'm in a direct debit with them.
Wait, so what were you donating to? Because the
I was
drama
just
today.
donating. No, no, no. My one was just donating for the shits and giggles, like just give them money. It wasn't for membership.
So okay, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could just ask people for money for a party with no members.
In the initial launch, it was just something that I thought. But to be fair, guys, it was literally £2.50 a month. But I want my £2.50 back. I want my £2.50 back. Anyways, then comes the second launch. So, do you understand what's going on? From my
I okay,
understanding,
let me
there's
give you.
two factions. Tell
Mhm.
me if I'm wrong. There's two factions.
Correct.
There is Jeremy's faction and the four Asian Muslim men who don't like LGBT
And they don't like women,
and they don't like women,
especially Pakistani gobby women.
especially especially outspoken women like Zara Sultana. And then you've got the Zara faction, which is Zara and Andrew Feinstein,
Yeah,
actually.
our fave.
And someone else, I forgot, it was Andrew Feinstein and someone else. So basically, Zara's side, they had an agreement that one side gets to have control over the mailing list, which is Jeremy Corbyn's side.
Correct.
And then Zara's side gets to have control over the actual, like the people like me, people who registered interest. So then kind of the new mailing list, not an existing mailing list.
Correct. Membership list. She was
Membership kind of, yeah,
yeah.
to make it more democratic, in the meantime, like for, in the interim. And then there's shady characters like James Schneider, who is involved, and I think he's on the Jeremy faction. He was like a comms manager for Jeremy, which obviously
Not a great one.
not a
Not a
great
great one.
one. Not a great one. We saw how that turned out. I don't know. I think that Zara is the cutting edge one. She's the one who has her eye on the ball and the finger on the pulse. Whereas Jeremy, I'll give you my opinion, he's a stupid old bastard. I hate him now. He had that motherfucking geriatric had 5 years. And who remembers? Who remembers when we all thought that the peace and justice thingy or the thing that he put together,
We thought that was the political
I
party.
thought that was the political party. So this useless bastard was just wasting our time. He's not condemning Zionism. He's not calling himself an anti-Zionist, whereas Zara Sultana has at least called herself that. She's the first elected politician to actually call herself that.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe, I don't
first
even think
first
prominent
prominent.
one. I
Yeah,
don't even think Galloway explicitly calls himself that. I think he
I
uses
think Galloway
euphemisms.
is a fraud. I don't. I'm not counting
He's
him
a
as a serious
grifter.
politician. But yeah, the Peace and Justice Party. And interesting you mention it. That's his faction in the Your Party. He wanted everything to go through there. Whereas Zara Sultana wanted a little bit more flexibility. One criticism I have of Zara Sultana is surely you knew Jeremy's character going into this. Surely you knew that this is what I think Jeremy Corbyn is. I think Jeremy Corbyn has bought into his own hype, and no one has hyped him up more than the. I don't want to use these terms because it sounds kind of offensive, but the Muslim bros, you know.
Yeah, the Muslim bros, but just in general, I'm talking about us third worlders. We've
The
us
third
third world,
worlders.
the third worlders, because we're like, oh my God, Jeremy is our white savior. But it's like we are living in a different universe to 2015,
Yeah.
2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. And even
I was one of the adulating third world crowd that was blowing smoke up his ass. There are still many third worlders. I don't want to use these terms because people are going to think we're unironically racist. We're
no,
black.
we're not. We're no, no, no. We are Somalis. No, listen. He actually, I feel like everyone coming in on a dinghy would vote for Corbyn.
And we did. We didn't come in on a dinghy. But no.
He speaks to us, the refugee class.
But
I'm
no,
joking.
to be completely serious, he it's you can get drunk on that kind of power when you don't just have supporters, you have adoring supporters, people who are grateful to you. You should never be grateful to a politician. Jeremy Corbyn is still a politician. He he's not our savior. But I think in that era of hope and when we were all putting little rose emblems on our social media profiles, we did think he was our savior. But he's had 5 years post failure to reflect on what he can do to build a bigger tent. What can he do with the Green Party? The things that we can get to this later on, but the things that Zach Polanski is doing, speaking to real people outside of ideology, that is inspiring. I'm not going to blow smoke up his ass because I don't want him to go the same way, but I'm really impressed by him.
I'm impressed by him, but I want to see if he can hypnotize me to make my boobs smaller. My back is killing me. No, I do like Zach. I know that he's probably a nice person, but I think people underestimate just how evil people are in this country and that they're not going to vote for him because he represents a lot of goodwill, like and good
That's the
faith.
same thing that befell Jeremy Corbyn. His manifesto was, I think, the most beautiful demonstration of what British values should be
But
about.
Zach Polanski is ticking every box in every area, including LGBT, whereas Jeremy has kind of flopped on that with this issue related to um,
Trans.
trans self-identification based on his association with Adnan Hussein and maybe someone else. But
Let him off the hook. He is a man of a certain generation, right? I think people saying that.
but no, what I'm trying to say is that regressive side of this new your party and particularly that faction
Mm.
can actually lead to more electoral success because there are people in this country who are regressive on that. So it can actually lead to more votes, if that makes sense. Whereas Zach Polanski represents a genuine minority view in this country that we can be good on everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Jeremy Corbyn's faction of your party represents the fact that y people are not going to be perfect on everything.
The
So
problem
it's
with the
there
problem
are
with
some
your
people, there are some people who are old school lefties, so they will be very perfect on foreign policy, but not so great on other things such as social issues. They might not even have that much of a beef with Muslims, but they would be against immigration, to paraphrase, Kelly Osbourne, in the sense that, and this is one of my least favorite talking points about immigration is, oh, these refugees are only coming here because you keep bombing their countries. It's almost as if we see refugees as a punishment for foreign policy. But at
Mhm.
the end of the day, that faction represents that side of it as well. I often hear that talking point from that side of the old school left.
Mhm.
Oh, you don't want these dirty refugees coming in, we'll stop invading their countries. It's
Mhm.
almost like, yeah, you got me there, like in the second half, but not the first half. It's almost
Mhm.
like that. Whereas Zara Sultana and Polanski represent, oh, we can be better on everything. And
Mhm.
that's just not the nature of the United Kingdom because we are a bad vibes country.
We are. There are no good vibes on foreign policy, social policy. There is nowhere that the UK is leading on progressively, right? We're a very backward nation, and a very like the trans idea. No matter how you stand, unless you're J.K. Rowling levels of deranged obsession, it is weird how much of a wedge issue trans is. And I'm speaking as someone who is pro-trans. I don't know if that's even a position to be pro-trans. That's it. I just want people to exist, but I do find it really odd on both sides, whether you support trans rights or you strongly oppose it, how much of an issue it is in this country. And one thing I will say, as someone who defends trans rights, I was really disappointed to see the way Zara Sultana was treated by some left-leaning, I don't even know if they're left-leaning, liberal trans folks. So if you didn't know, the Jeremy Corbyn faction of your party, the so-called Gaza Independents, one of them being a self-professed social conservative landlord who voted against VAT on private schools. So not, not a lefty, Adnan Hussein. He's also anti-trans. And people spoke up about that and said, hey, Zara Sultana, you need to talk about this. As a leader of your party, you need to define your values. And she did. She
She
said that no,
fucking did. You cannot find someone who talks about that as like, I feel like she's hitting a weekly quota at this point because she's talking about pro-trans things like almost every other day. I'm
I know,
sorry, but
I know.
and they were still telling her it's not enough. Why don't you go and talk to Adnan and get him to condemn this? And I'm like, fuck you. Women are not responsible for the bad actions of men. And a part of me at this point thinks that they will never ever be happy until Muslims completely detach themselves from Islam. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
Islam at
because
the end of the day
at this
is still
point,
a religion.
what else can we say? If you are a Muslim who identifies as a Muslim and you defend trans people, is it also our job to condemn every other Muslim?
It isn't, but also I look at it and I go, Zara has put a lot on the line here. She's putting, I'll be honest with you, people's perception of whether she practices her religion on the line. That is a huge thing. Fucking leave her alone and get off her back. Like I've been getting into beef with a few of them on X and also on Instagram. I saw something really irritating the other day. Simon Pegg was doing a fundraiser for Gaza, the actor from Star Trek and, Shaun of the Dead. And there were people commenting under him saying, yeah, that's great and all, but you've thrown trans people under the bus by doing the J.K. Rowling audiobook. And I just thought, there is a Holocaust happening right now. Can you please take your head out of your backside and stop being so fucking main character syndrome? What is happening in Gaza is a million times worse than anything that can happen to any other marginalized group. Get a fucking clue.
Yeah, and I say that as we say that as people with multiple, marginalized identities. I would never say, "Can we talk about racism before we talk about the Holocaust happening in Gaza right now?" Like, it's like I
Sorry,
said,
but
it's very narcissistic.
to white trans people, your whiteness, your transness doesn't transcend your whiteness. Let me tell you that right now.
You can't hear it, but I'm putting my two fingers together. Click, 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 click,
So
click.
just to summarize, because I want to keep this podcast short and sweet today, I believe that the Green Party have a better chance electorally at the moment.
Correct.
Also, I believe that when it comes to prospective independent MPs like Leanne Mohammed and Andrew Feinstein, if they can join, well, obviously Andrew Feinstein can't join the Green Party because he's got this role in your party in Zara's faction. It would be quite strange. But I would really appreciate it if they are choosing to remain independent or be with any version of your party, that the Green Party back the fuck up when it comes to those two constituencies, Ilford North and Holborn and St. Pancras, because the Green Party do not stand a chance in those places. They
Mm.
are technically, in my opinion, the reason why Leanne Mohammed lost by 500 votes. They could have fucking backed her in that constituency. Perhaps not so much with Andrew Feinstein and Holborn and St. Pancras, but
We
they
need to work together. We need
we need to work
a
together
real progressive
Like the
movement.
French, when they stopped the far right from coming into power last year. We need to come together on that. And I really don't want any fucking culture war nonsense getting in the way. Um, Anyways, the left in this country is a flop at the moment. And you look at how great Reform are doing. Even that guy Zia Yusuf was being so smug about it. He's like the Reform chairman.
Yeah, because
He's done a
he's
great
quite
job.
right. He's quite right. He's talking about the lack of discipline and how difficult it is to launch a party. But everything your party have done so far has been wrong. And it's because they have no shared values. I think the independents that are allied with Jeremy Corbyn are allied with them with Jeremy Corbyn. And the reason why this latest debacle happened today with the cancelled direct debits call from Jeremy Corbyn after Zara Sultana sent out a call for people to send direct debits and pay for their membership was because I believe, and don't get me sued for slander, I believe those Gaza independents have no chance of being re-elected. I think they want them. I think they want their grips on those funds so they can fund their re-election campaigns because they have no name recognition. Honestly, do you know any of their names besides Adnan Hussein?
I only know Shawkat Adam, Adnan Hussein, and I don't know the name of this guy, but I'm pretty sure one of them in one of his first few speeches was campaigning for cousin marriage. So
Someone
I
said they're more interested in cousin marriage than LGBT marriage.
I think so. Like, got to keep that cousin marriage going, where your husband's grandparents are the same as your grandparents.
And
Anyways,
listen,
anyway.
just to reinforce to any listeners, we have cousin marriage in our bloodline. We don't want it to continue, but
Oh wait, we forgot. No, 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 but it's not the same. Anyways, so shall we leave it at that?
yes.
Anyways, your party, good luck. Good luck.
Ciao, ciao for now.
Bye.